Today I would like to talk about how I choose a campsite or how I figure out where we're going to go camping. And I would like to give you some tips and tricks along the way to help you figure out how you want to go camping or where you want to go camping, or how do I know which campsite? How do I pick one off of this green map with little blue blobs all over it? What do I do? So I have some solutions. Please, if you have other solutions, let me know. Put it in the comments and let me know what you figured out, because I'm still learning too. Okay, great. So first of all, you need to decide, am I going north, south, east, west? How far from home do I want to go? Is this a quick trip, or am I taking a day's drive and staying for a while? Obviously, those are things you just have to weigh out and decide what's good for you guys. Today, I'm going to walk you through how I would choose if I was going to the Florida Panhandle. That's something specific that we're looking at into next year. That's one of my tips, by the way. Plan ahead, because some of these places I've tried for a couple of years actually. There's one called Gulf State Park, which is in Alabama. It's amazing. It looks amazing. I haven't gotten in. You have to plan ahead really well, and I've already missed spring break for next year. Whoops. So because of that, I actually set an alarm in my phone to remind me when I could come, like the soonest date that I could come and reserve for some other places that are nearby. So one place you want to go to, you can check out thedirt.com or the app, and it's DYRT. Another one that's really good is Campendium. These both are really nice review sites where people, anybody can become a member, and you can get on there, you can share your experiences, you can tell people how many stars you give it and why, were the bathrooms clean, site number 37 was a flooded swamp. We like to know these things. So it's great to get on there and see what other campers have shared and give you some ideas of whether you want to go there at all, or which loop do you want. Maybe this is too much planning for you. I like that stuff. And so you can find helpful information everywhere. Speaking of YouTube, that's another thing. Once you find somewhere you want to go, look up the exact campground on YouTube. You can find people reviewing, you can find people driving through and showing you exactly what the campsites look like. That's what we did when we went to Starved Rock. I looked it up. I found a drive-through shooting. That's great. I found somebody driving through, shooting the video, and specifically even making comments. Oh, wow, that number 111 is really big and wooded. That's awesome. And I'm like, taking notes, trying to figure out which one is best for our family. So I highly recommend YouTube. Another thing you can do is open up Google Maps. This is something I do right when I'm making reservations, because let's take Big Lagoon State Park, for example. I looked it up on Campendium, the dirt. I'm like, okay, yeah, I think I want to go there. Then I go to Florida State Park's website, type it all in, and I've got the little map there, and it's, the campground, which with a little bit of information, here's the playground, here's where the bathrooms are. But now go over to Google Maps and hit satellite. You can zoom way in and you can actually see the campsites. You can't tell what number they are, but you can get a good idea for which loop is wooded, which loop looks like a barren wasteland or an RV park with no shade. You can get a lot of clues from looking at Google Maps. You can figure out, where's the walkway to the beach. Okay, maybe I don't want to be at that spot because there might be families walking by going to the beach at any hour. So keep those things in mind. Also, decide what your priorities are. For us, the playground and the bathrooms are the priority. We have 4 kids. So when we get to a campsite and the kids are stir crazy, we're a little stir crazy, and we need to set up camp for a little bit, 15 to 30 minutes, it's really nice to say, look at the playground, go play, kids. And I don't have to get out stuff for them. I don't have to distract them. I don't have to lock them in the vehicle with a movie if the sun is shining. Go play. So that's really nice for us, and that is one of my top priorities. You may have completely different priorities, so Do what's good for you. I do recommend, especially with pop-up camping, to look for an end. It may be a larger site, but also you won't feel boxed in by other campers. When you're sleeping in a tent off the ground, it's awesome, but if you don't have a view, if you just are in the middle of a whole bunch of big RVs, it's a little less enjoyable to me. So keep that in mind when you're choosing your locations. Another good place for information is Facebook groups. There is a pop-up campers group and there's a pop-up camper group, and they're both phenomenal, full of wonderful, helpful people. They will give you ideas on places they've been. Every question you have, someone probably has an answer or opinion about on there, for better or for worse, but usually for better. So that's how I choose a campsite. Let's review. First, decide where on earth you're going. Next, you can zoom in on the maps and find exact campgrounds that you're interested in. Then start looking up reviews, start looking up YouTube videos, get an idea for if this is a place that you want to be. Once you decide on a campground, then you can start to zoom in on an actual campsite and decide about that. Use Google Maps and click the satellite, zoom way in, and then figure out what looks good, what's by the bathroom, what's by the lakeside, whatever you want to find out. Google Maps is very helpful. Speaking of Google Maps, I love the feature where you can click on a specific location and hit save. You can save it as want to go. I have little green flags all over my Google Maps of all the places that I'm interested in. When I hear about something, I put it on in there, because you never know. One day I might go in that direction and I might be really glad that I saved that. And plan ahead. There's nothing wrong with a spur of the moment kind of thing. In fact, we'll be doing one of those soon where we can't even make reservations. But if you can make reservations, do it as soon as possible, because the best sites will fill up fast and hopefully you get a good one. Thank you for watching this video. I would love if you would hit like, subscribe, drop me a comment, and let me know what you think or what your experience has been, for good, for bad. What have your experiences been on making campsite reservations, and what tips and tricks do you have? Because let's all help each other. Thanks. The way you choose a campsite might be a little bit different, but I wanted to give you a few tips and tricks. Kona, lay down. Good girl. I don't want to feel like I'm in the middle of a RV parking lot